Good morning, dear children. Hope all are doing well. So, today we are going to see the last part of chapter 5 lines and angles. So, in this chapter, what are the topics we have learned, children? We have learned about line segment, angles, then adjacent angles, complementary angle, supplementary angle. Then you know to identify the adjacent angle, interior angles, exterior angles. So basics we have learned, and based on that we have seen many problems. So today we are going to continue with the last portion of chapter 5. So let's begin the session. So today we are going to see about angles made by a transversal. So what is transversal, children? Definition of transversal and example we have seen in the last session. So what is a transversal? When two parallel lines are drawn and one line which passes through both the parallel lines, that line is known as a transversal. So here two parallel lines. What are the name of the two parallel lines? L and M. So here we are drawing two parallel lines L and M, and a transversal we are drawing. What is the name of the transversal? P. What is the name of the transversal? P. So how many angles are formed here? 8 angles. So I have marked with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here when we draw a transversal through two parallel lines, we are getting here 8 angles. Okay. Now there are different names for the angles. We are going to see that. So here two parallel lines L and M, and a transversal is P. Name of the transversal is P. So here angles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are different names for these angles. Now we are going to see that. Okay. So first one is interior angles. Here can you see here two parallel lines L and M. So in between these two lines, here you have some angles. What are the interior angles you have? 3. I'll underline so it will be easy to identify. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6 are the interior angles. Why we are saying it's the interior angle, children? Because this is inside this parallel lines L and M. You can see two parallel lines, and 3, 4 and 5, 6 are the angles which is formed inside. It is known as interior angles. Now you know to identify the angles. So when you see a transversal, when you see 8 angles, if I am asking find the interior angle, means you have to note it down the angles which are inside these two parallel lines. So 3, 4 and 5, 6 are the interior angles. So the next one, exterior angles. So find out the exterior angles. Angles which is outside are the exterior angles. So 1, 2 and 7 and 8. Okay, are the exterior angles. That means the angles which are formed outside that lines. Okay, so we have seen two angles. One is interior angles and second one is exterior angles. So now you know to identify the interior angles and exterior angles. Now the third one, pair of alternate interior angles. So first you find out the interior angles 3, 4 and 5, 6. So you know the interior angles are 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Now you want to find alternate interior angles. Here this word is important, alternate interior angles. So look at here 3 and 5, 4 and 6. So alternate angle means 3 and 6. 3 and 6 are the alternate angles. Look at this line. Here you are having 3 and this part you are having 6. So this is known as alternate angles. In a line like this, look at this straight line, and this is angle 3 and this is angle 6. So find out other pair 4 and 5. So one pair is 3 and 6 are the alternate interior angles, and second pair is 4 and 5. First one they are asking to find out only the interior angles, and the third one they are asking pairs of alternate interior angles. So you want to write in a pair. So what is a pair? First pair is 3 and 6 and second one 4 and 5. Alternate. Okay, alternate interior angles. Now next one, pair of corresponding angles. Pair of corresponding angles. So you take this line, you take this transversal line. So here you are having angle 5, then line is here angle 1. So in this straight line, they are asking to find the corresponding angles. So 5 and 1. 5 and 1 are the corresponding angles. So these two angles are on the same side of a transversal. So angle 5 and 6 are on the same side of a transversal. Then 2 and 6. Okay. So first pair is 1 and 5. Second one 2 and 6. The next we can say 3 and 7 and 4 and 8. Okay. Pair of corresponding angles. Pair of not alternate angles, corresponding angles. So take this transversal, the angles which are formed on the same side. So 1 and 5, next 3 and 7. 1 and 5 and 3 and 7. Next one 2 and 6 and 4 and 8. Okay, so in this transversal 1 and 5 are the angles which is formed above that parallel lines. Then 3 and 7 are on the transversal below. So that too is a pair. So first we will take 1 and 5. Next we will take 2 and 6. Then 3 and 7, 4 and 8. This is corresponding angles. So what are the angles we have learned here? Interior angles. Then you know to find out alternate interior angles. Then we have learned exterior angles. Now we have learned pair of corresponding angles. So when you learn this corresponding angles, many used to make the mistake. They used to confuse with the alternate and corresponding angles. Okay. So if you have any doubt, when I give a figure and ask you to identify the angles, if you want, you can take and draw separately. Inside you can take and draw it separately and you can write down the answers. Okay, first you want to understand what is interior angle, then what is exterior angle, then what is alternate interior angles, then corresponding angles. Okay, so understand it and learn. Don't by heart the numbers 1 and 5, 2 and 6 like that. Don't by heart. Because in exam I used to change the numbers. I used to change the, I'll give different numbers. You want to find out from that. Okay, so don't by heart it, understand it and learn. Okay, if you have any doubt in this angles, this is a basic thing. When you go to next chapters, you are going to apply these angles. So, my dear children, if you have any doubt in these angles, if you want a little more detailed explanation, please you can text me in WhatsApp. Okay, you can text me in WhatsApp. I will be giving a detailed explanation, those who want. Okay, children. So, before that, learn the definitions. If you learn the definition properly, it is easy to identify. Okay, now let's see the next part. Pair of alternate exterior angle. So find out the alternate exterior angle. You know to find out alternate interior angle. Now alternate exterior angle 1 and 8 and 2 and 7. Look at here. I'll circle it. 1 and 8. Alternate exterior angle. Then 2 and 7. Okay. First you want to identify the exterior angle. Then you compare it. Alternate angles. Okay. Then last one, pair of interior angles on same side of a transversal. So here what is a transversal? P is a transversal. So you want to find out the interior angles on the same side. So what are the angles which are formed on the same side of a transversal? 3 and 5, 4 and 6. Here they have mentioned interior angles. So write down only the interior angles. Pair of interior angles on the same side of a transversal. So 3 and 5, 4 and 6. Okay. So this is a basic part. So please learn this. Now next you are going to do the problems based on this. So I'll repeat again. Here we have learned interior angles. Interior angles means it is inside the two parallel lines L and M. Exterior angle means angles which is formed outside. 1 and 2 and 7 and 8 are the exterior angles. Then you want to find out pair of alternate interior angles. Then pair of corresponding angles. corresponding angles on the same side of a transversal. We will take 1 and 5 because that two angles are at the above of this parallel line. 1 and 5. Next 3 and 7. Next pair. Then 2 and 6 and 4 and 8. That is corresponding angles. Then alternate exterior angles. So you want to find out the exterior angles and alternate angles you find out. Then pair of interior angles on the same side of a transversal. So the angles which is formed on the same side, and that too, that should be an interior angle. Okay. So we have seen the definition part. Now let's see the next one. The next one. So this is also a transversal. Two parallel lines L and M and one transversal we have drawn, and there are some angles. How many angles are there? 8 angles. So transversal of parallel lines. We'll be seeing some points regarding this. So first point, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal. Here what are the two parallel lines? L and M are the two parallel lines, and we'll take this transversal as Z. You can give any name. So I am going to give this transversal name as Z. So here what is a transversal Z? So are cut by a transversal, each pair of corresponding angles are equal in measure. So when we draw a transversal, there are some angles formed, right? There are some angles formed, and they are saying that corresponding angles are equal in measure. They are saying that corresponding angles are equal in measure. So here what are the corresponding angles? One pair, 1 and 5. So we can say 1 equal to 5. Angle 1 equal to 5. So the same way angle 3 equal to 7. Why? Because they are saying that corresponding angles are equal. They are saying corresponding angles are equal. So here how many pair of corresponding angles are there? 1 and 5. 3 and 7, then 2 and 6 and 4 and 8. So all these angles are equal. So angle 1 equal to angle 5. Then angle 3 equal to angle 7. Why? Because they have given the condition that the corresponding angles are of equal in measure. And the next one, second point, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each pair of alternate interior angles are equal. So alternate interior angles are equal. See here what are the alternate interior angles? 3 and 6. And next pair is 4 and 5. So we can say angle 3 is equal to, angle 6. Why? Because they are saying that alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, so all these conditions you have to keep in your mind, you have to by heart, because we are going to apply this in the problems. When you are going to learn the exercise problems, you are going to apply all these conditions. Okay, so we can say angle 3 is equal to angle 6, angle 4 is equal to angle 5. Why we are saying angle 3 is equal to angle 6 and angle 4 is equal to angle 5? Because we know that alternate interior angles are equal. Okay. Now the third point, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then each pair of interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary. Supplementary means what? Equal to 180 degree. So they are saying if you add the interior angles on the same side, that is the condition, interior angles on the same side of transversal. So here what are the interior angles on the same side? 3 and 5. So when you add angle 3 plus angle 5, it will be equal to 180 degree, because the interior angles on the same side of a transversal are supplementary. Supplementary means what? 180. So we can say angle 3 plus angle 5 is equal to 180. Angle 4 plus angle 6 is equal to 180, because it is an interior angle, that too on the same side of a transversal. Understood, children? This is a condition. So these conditions we are going to apply in the problems. So in the transversal, I'll revise one more time. It's very important. In the transversal, we have learned about the interior angles, exterior angles, alternate angles, then corresponding angles. So now we have learned the three main conditions. We know that corresponding angles are equal in measures, alternate interior angles are equal in measures, and angles on the same side of a transversal, when we add that two angles, you should get 180 degree. Okay, so these 3 points are very important. Please by heart it, understand it. Okay, understand it and keep in your mind, because you are going to apply this in the problem. I'll repeat again, we will apply this in the problems exercise. So there they will be giving the condition angle 3 is equal to angle 5. Why? Give the reason. What you will write? Angle 3 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degree. They will be giving. Angle 3 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degree. Give the reason. What you will write? You will write interior angles on the same side of a transversal are supplementary. Okay. So let's see the next part. The next one is exercise problems. So the first question, state the property that is used in each of the following statements. So the first question, if A is parallel to B. So if two lines are parallel and name of that lines are A and B. If A and B are parallel lines, then angle 1 equal to angle 5. Okay, here look at this figure, children. They have given a figure, and what are the two parallel lines here given? A and B are the two parallel lines, and here we have two transversal lines. Okay, here they have given two transversal lines, and they have given here marked 8 angles. And they are saying if A and B are parallel lines, then angle 1 is equal to angle 5. So why we can say angle 1 equal to angle 5? So angle 1 and angle 5, what are the angles? It's a corresponding angles. Can you see here? This is a transversal, and 1 and 5 are corresponding angles. 4 and 7 are corresponding angles. 2 and 6 corresponding angles. 3 and 8 corresponding angles. So 1 and 5. Angle 1 is equal to angle 5. So already we have learned the first point. What is that? Corresponding angles are of equal in measure. So what is the reason you will write for the first one? It's a corresponding angles. We know that corresponding angles are equal. And second one, if angle 4 is equal to angle 6. So find out angle 4 and 6. Angle 4, this is angle 4 and this is angle 6. Why angle 4 is equal to angle 6? Because it's an 4 and 6 are interior angles, right? And what is another one name? Alternate interior angles. 4 and 6 are interior angles, and also they are alternate interior angles. So we have learned the second point. What is that? Alternate interior angles are equal. So you can write the condition alternate interior angles. Then what is the third one? Angle 4 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degree. So angle 4 and 5 are the angles which is formed on the same side of transversal. 4 and 5 are interior angles, and also 4 and 5 are the angles which is on the same side of a transversal. Okay, you can write this detailing like 4 and 5 are the angles which is on the same side of a transversal. You can write that in a bracket, or else you can write in a one word as a co-interior angle. So your choice, you can write any one answer. You can write 4 and 5 are the angles which is formed on the same side of a transversal, or else you can write in a very short method co-interior angles. Okay, you can write any one answer. Let's see the solution. So what is the answer for the first question? Angle 1 is equal to angle 5. Angle 1 and 5 are corresponding angles. We know that corresponding angles are equal. Then second answer, alternate interior angles. 4 and 6 are interior angles and also it is an alternate interior angle. So second point we have learned that alternate interior angles are equal. That's why we can say angle 4 is equal to angle 6. We can also say angle 3 is equal to angle 5. Why? It is also an alternate interior angles. Okay. Then angle 4 plus angle 5. You can write co-interior angles or you can write in a detailed explanation. Okay children, so that's why I said please learn the definition part because we will apply that in the problem session. Okay, now let's see the next problem. The second problem, in the adjoining figure, P is parallel to Q, find the unknown angles. So here they have given P and Q are the two parallel lines and one transversal they have drawn and there are some angles A, B, C, D and another one 125 degree E, F. So now we want to find the unknown angle. So here some variables are given. So you want to find the value for that variables. You want to find the angles. Okay. So here we can see how many angles are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 angles are given. Now we want to find out the answers for the unknown angles by using this figure. Okay. So solution. So P and Q are the two parallel lines and you can see a transversal. Here they have not given the name for the transversal. So this is a transversal line. So this line is a transversal line. Now 125 degree plus E. Why we are writing 125? So look at here, this is a straight line and you can see this is two uncommon arm and one common arm and the angles which is formed on the either side of the common arm. So this is a linear pair. So here we are applying the linear pair. Linear pair means when you add 125 degree plus E, the answer should be equal to 180 degree because the angle formed on the straight line, right? These two angles are on the straight line. So anyway, when you add up these two angles, you should get 180 degree. This is a linear pair. So this is a two non-common arm and this line is a common arm and 125 degree and E are the angles which is formed on the either side of this common arm. So 125 degree plus E is equal to 180 degree. Then can you find out E? E is equal to 180 degree minus 125 degree. You are doing the simple equation method. Then you will get the answer E is equal to 55 degree. So we got the angle E is equal to 55 degree. Now what is an opposite angle of E? F. So we know that opposite angles are equal. We know that opposite angles are equal. So we can write F also is equal to 55 degree. Right? Vertically opposite angles are equal. So that's why E is equal to F is equal to 55 degrees. So what is the value of F? F also is equal to 55. Okay. Now we have found out two angles E and F. Then remaining we want to find out A, B, C, D. Okay. So here you can see this line, two parallel lines and you can say 125 degree and D are the corresponding angles. 125 degree and D are the corresponding angles, right? Two parallel lines and this is a transversal and 125 degree is equal to 125 degree and D are corresponding angles. We know that corresponding angles are equal. So we can say D is equal to 125 degree. Okay. Now F and A. F and A is an alternate interior angles. F and A are alternate interior angles. So what is the value of F? 55 degree. So we can say A also is equal to 55 degree. Okay. Is it clear children? So I'll explain one more time. So here two parallel lines P and Q and one transversal is drawn and they are given some angles. You want to find out the unknown angles. So first we are taking this P, this is one straight line and one common arm. So the angles which is formed on both sides is 125 degree and E. So we are applying the linear pair method. We are finding the value of E. Then F, which is an opposite angle, vertical opposite angle. So E is equal to 55 degree means then F also is equal to 55 degree. So next we can find out angle D, but that we'll find out later. Okay, first we will start with A. So then we want to find out angle A. Angle A also without calculation we can find out because F and A are alternate interior angles. We know that alternate interior angles are equal. So we can say angle A is equal to 55 degree because it's alternate interior angles. Then A plus B. You take this as a straight line, children. This line this line you take as a straight line. So A and B are the two angles which is formed on the straight line. They have a common arm Q and A and B are on the both sides. So A plus B is equal to 180 degree. So we have found out the value of A, right? What is the value of A? 55 degree. So 55 degree plus B is equal to 180 degree. So we got B is equal to 180 degree minus 55 degree. So 125 degree. So we found out E, F, A, B. Now we want to find out D and C. A is equal to C. Why? Because it is an alternate opposite angle. Sorry, it's an vertical opposite angles. A and B. A and C are alternate, sorry not alternate, vertical opposite angles. A and C are vertical opposite angles. So angle A is equal to 55 degree. So we can say C is also equal to 55 degree. Then we have found out the value of B is 125 degree. So D is an opposite angle, right? Vertical opposite angle, 125 degree. Or we can use corresponding angles because corresponding angles are also equal. So 125 degree is 125 degree and D are, these two are corresponding. I will draw a line. This and D are corresponding angles. So we can write D is equal to 125 degree. That is also correct. So you can apply the concept. You can apply the concept and you can find out the angles. You don't want to by heart it, okay? So if it is easy to find out the angles without the calculation by applying the concept, like vertical opposite angles are equal, alternate angles are equal. If you can apply that and find out the angles, it is easy. So first you try to find out like that, then remaining thing you can do the calculation part. So I'm not just saying follow only this method. You can understand the concept and apply that concept and find out the answers. Okay, so here you can do in another method. Beginning itself you can find out the value of D. How corresponding angles are equal. You can apply that and find out D. Or else you can do like this calculation and find out that vertical opposite angles are equal. That method also we can apply. So for maths, you can use different methods to solve a problem. Okay, you have different methods. In different textbook, you can see different methods, different type of calculations are there. So you can understand any one concept and you can just follow that. Okay, so please don't by heart it, understand it. Read your textbook. That's the important thing. Read your textbook. Go through the example problems. Then watch the YouTube classes, then understand the concept and you apply it. So this chapter, everything depends upon the definition part. Each and every problem we are applying the concept, we are applying the definitions, they are finding the answers. So don't by heart it. Don't by heart it. Read your textbook and understand it and apply the concept and find out the answers. Okay children. So let's see the next problem. The next problem, in the given figure below, decide whether L is parallel to M. So here they have given two parallel lines. What are the name of the parallel lines? L and M. And they have drawn one transversal L and they have marked two angles. So here what you want to find out? You want to find out whether L and M are parallel lines. So here 126 and 44. What are that angles, children? That are interior angles, right? That are interior angles. So you want to find out whether angle L is equal to, whether L and M are parallel lines. So the angles given are 126 degree and 44. So 126 and 44 are the interior angles, and also they are on the same side of a transversal. They are on the same side of a transversal. So when you add the third point, what is that? The sum of two angles which is on the same side of a transversal, or else other name is co-interior angles, will be equal to 180 degree. So 126 degree plus 44. If you are getting the answer 180 degree, then we can say that L and M are the parallel lines for the first question. So check the solution. 126 degree plus 44. What you are getting? You are getting 170. You are getting the answer 170. Right? So whether it's a parallel line, it's a not parallel line. L and M are not a parallel lines. Why? Because 126 degree and 44 are the angles which is on the same side of a transversal. So when we add that two angles, you should get 180 degree. It should be supplementary. Then we can say that L and M are parallel lines. So it is, you are getting the answer 170, right? So L and M are, L is not parallel to M because sum of co-interior angles should be 180 degree, right? So here you are not getting 180 degree. So just write it down the reason. Okay, you can write the reason in your own words. So you can use your own words and you can clearly give the explanation. Here you are getting the answer 170. So that's why it's not supplementary. So L and M are not a parallel line. Now for the second question, here also the two parallel lines are L and M, and they have given a transversal N and they have given the angles. So here, look at here, 75 degree, right? So here also another 175 degrees given. So when I draw here one angle, so this will be a corresponding angles, right? So here one angle is given, so let's find this angle. We know that corresponding angles should be equal. We know that corresponding angles should be of equal in measure. So we can name this angle as X. Okay, we will name this angle, this 75 degree and this X are the corresponding angles. So we want to find out the angle X. If you are getting the answer 75 degree, then we can say L and M are both parallel lines. If you are not getting the answer 75 degree, then it is also not a parallel line. Okay. So look at here, this is one straight line and this is one common arm, and you have two angles on the both sides. So here this is a 75 degree and this X is a linear pair. So linear pair means 75 degree plus X is equal to 180 degree. Angle X plus 75 degree is equal to 180 degree. Why? Here you can write the condition as linear pair. Okay, linear pair. Now solve it and find the value of X. 180 degree minus 75 degree. You will be getting the answer 105. You will be getting the answer 105. So X is not equal to 75 degree. If L and M are parallel line means then x also should be equal to 75 degree because it's a corresponding angle, right? So here also you can write angle x is not equal to 75 degree, therefore L and M are not parallel line because corresponding angles are not equal. Here corresponding angles are not equal, so L and M are not parallel lines. Okay children, now let's see the next problem. The next problem, look at here, the third one, you are having L and M, two parallel lines they have given and one transversal, and they have given here angles 57 degrees. So here this angle is a corresponding angle, right? So we can take this angle as x. So the same way how we have done the second problem, the same way you can do, but I will make this calculation little easier. So this is x and 57 are corresponding angles. So if L and M are both parallel lines, then x also should be equal to 57 degree, right? So here look at this. This is one straight line, and in the straight line this are two non-common arm and this is a common arm and this is a common arm. The angles which is formed on both sides. So 123 degree and x. This is a linear pair, right? So we can write 123 degree plus x is equal to 180 degree. If you are getting the answer x is equal to 57 degree and also if you are getting 123 degree plus 57, if this is a corresponding angles, then this x also should be equal to 57 degree, right? So if it is a 57 degree, then if you add 123 degree plus 57, you should get 180 degree because this is a linear pair. If this condition satisfies, then we can say L and M are parallel line. So if you want, you can do how we have done the second problem. The same way you can do it. No problem. So this one I am teaching you the another method. So here just you check it 123 degree plus 57. If you are getting the answer 180 degree, then you can say L and M are parallel lines. Or else the same way how you have done the second problem, you will find the value of x. If you are getting angle x is equal to 57 degree, then you can say L and M are parallel lines. You can go for that method or else easy method, right? Only just addition now because it's a linear pair. Linear pair means you know you should get 180 degree, right? Check it, 57 degree plus 120. This 57 is x, okay? Value of x we are giving because it's a corresponding angle. Corresponding angle should be equal if L and M are parallel lines means. And also if it is 57, if it is a 57, then when you add with 123, you should get 180 degree. So it is satisfying. You are getting 180 degree. So we can say L and M are parallel. Very easy, right? Within one line we have written the answer. Okay, within one line we have completed this problem. Or else like second problem you have to find the value of x and value of x should be equal to 57. Here you will get it will be equal to 57 degree. You will get the answer 57 degree. Okay, so better go for this method children, within very easy, right? Within one line we can complete the problem. Okay, the same method only for the fourth one also. 72, which is a corresponding angle. Here this one will be the corresponding angle, right? Then 98 plus 72. 98 plus 72. It's a linear pair, right? 98 plus x. This x value we are giving. Here also we can give it y if you want. So this 98 plus y should be equal to 180 degree. Why? Because this is a linear pair. So y for the value of y we are giving 72 because it's a corresponding angle. So y also should be equal to 72 degree. Right? So 98 degree plus 72, you are getting 170 degree. So you are not getting 180. So we can say L and M are not parallel lines. Okay. So what I said now children, you can use any method to find the answer. You can use corresponding angles method, finding the value of x, or else you keep that logic in your mind and In the place of y, directly we can give 72 and check it for the linear pair. If you are getting 180 degree, then we can say it's a L and M are parallel line. So you can use any method to solve. Okay, so those who feel comfortable what I have taught for the second problem, if you are comfortable with that method, no problem, you continue that for 3 and 4, or else you can follow this method. This one you are understanding and you are writing. You are applying the corresponding angle concept, and there you are using linear pair method. Okay, if you find it difficult, go for the second method, no problem. Your second problem, how we have done and how we have found out the value of x. If you are comfortable with that method, go for that. Okay, children. So we have completed this chapter. So this chapter is mainly based upon the definitions and the properties. So understand it and do the problem. If you have any doubt in any of these problems, if you find it difficult to understand, if you need little more detailed explanation, or like I want to teach you like personally, just you can just WhatsApp me. Okay, so you just send the question number, I'll be sending the explanation for that problem. Okay, if you find it difficult to understand this, you can just text me in WhatsApp the particular exercise number and question number. I'll be giving the explanation for that particular problem. Okay, children, so please go through the definitions, please study your definition part and understand the concept and do the problem. Okay, children. Thank you, children. Just please watch your YouTube classes and try to complete your classwork notes, and please learn your lessons because your term 1 exam is going to come soon. So please start learning from revise from chapter 1. From chapter 1 onwards, start revising. Don't waste your time. Complete your classwork notes, do your homework, go through the exercise problems, learn the definitions, and read your textbook. That is a very important part. Read your textbook. And my dear children, if you have any doubt, please text me in WhatsApp. Okay, children, have a nice day. Bye bye.